Rocco makes a real beast of a feast.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing once again Rocco Street Chef. What started as a deck submission has transformed into a beautiful, beautiful deck using some brand new food cards from Wilds of Eldraine. Now, Rocco is a very, very lucky card because it works so good with so many other things. There's this joke about things being good in Prosper. Well, things that are good in Prosper are also good in Rocco because both cards care about playing things from exile, but Rocco gives you the things to play from exile. The two different directions you can play this card, by the way, are a Scales deck and a bit more of a, I'll say, combo-y deck. This is not quite a combo deck, but it has a lot of crazy synergy and a lot of really fun stuff. What Rocco cares about is when either player plays a land or casts a spell from exile, you get a +1/+1 counter on a token and a token on whatever you want. You get your food, you get a +1/+1 counter on one of your creatures, and you go wild. So what really changed about this deck? Oh, you're gonna love this. Night of Sweet Revenge, a way to straight up tap your food for mana. No longer is it just, oh, I'm going to use my improvise from Inspiring Statuary in order to get my extra mana. No, it's actual mana. It's not just casting spells, it's actual mana. Eldraine did feed this deck, yes. There's also some cards like Tough Cookie that you can include in this deck now, and some of the other new food generators. There's a lot of them, and also the bonus sheet. The bonus sheet has included a bunch of cards that double tokens. And why just double tokens when we can also double counters? Rocco puts +1/+1 counters. Doubling Season cares about those counters and cares about the food, making twice as much food. I would say the nuttiest thing I did so far today with this deck is have Rocco, Doubling Season, and Rosie Cotton out, wherein we are making so many tokens and so many +1/+1 counters. It's really great. There's also a lot of spells in this deck to protect Rocco because they're easy to kill. And despite the high toughness, there's a lot of black and white decks out there that are just killing and exiling commanders left and right. So we just go ahead and protect with Surge of Salvation, Loran's Escape, and Tamio's Safekeeping. So it's time to take this deck into the queue and eat some food. Simone and Dina cares about drawing 2 cards in a turn and ramping up while they do so. How do they do it? By sacrificing creatures to draw a card, put lands into play. It's a really, really strong commander that can be played in a couple different ways. The cool way to play it is as a sacrifice deck. The lame way that you can play it is as just Sultai tempo, where you play Emergent Ultimatum. That's boring. I don't care for that version of this deck. I kind of wish they would ban the Sultai Ultimatum so I don't even have to think about it. But yeah, you do see that fairly often with Simone and Dina. Hi, Simone and Dina. This is Zervin's deck. We're going to play a brand new adventure, The Virtue of Loyalty. Why are adventures good in this deck? Because they get exiled and you can play them from exile. Here comes Simone and Dina. Yeah, nobody expected a surprise 2/2 for 2 mana. It's a brand new spell, and it's pretty dang nice. I can play Rocco, or I can go to take out Simone and Dina. I would rather let them keep their commander for a turn, so I can get out my commander, and we can start doing what our decks do. Henrik, thank you for the 2-year resub! I got a Karplusan Forest, and they got a Bark Channel Pathway. I'll put the counter onto the Knight. Booties! Play a land. Buff on up. Oracle. Ooh, another land. Got a Swords to Plowshares, but I can't use it on their creature because somebody is hexproof. Imagine being hexproof. They've got Watery Grave now in exile. Tireless Tracker. Landfall gets a clue. A clue. Let's buff up Rocco next. trying to get them to sacrifice their Blood Artist to Simone and Dina. Because Blood Artist will do a lot to me. By the way, this looks like it's the cool version. I say that because they're running Blood Artist. Nice. I like this Great Henge I've got here. Wish I didn't have a land on top of my deck. Or I wish I did have a land on top of my deck. I can fix this. I can fix him. Then Mox Amber into exile. A land! They're trading with Lelia. That's totally fine. Mox Amber? Sure. Alpine Meadow! Nice and chunky. Invasion of Gobakhan. And into the north! Springbloom Druid will let them sacrifice a land to grab 2 more basics. This is also a exquisitely sacrificable card because it's just like a 1/1. It's already done its thing. And Oracle of the Alpha, gonna put a bunch of really good cards into their deck. What if we cast some of those cards? What if? I see a Soul Cauldron on top of my deck. Any of you guys have activated abilities? Sort of. And? No. I could Etali. It's the biggest, meatiest, chunkiest thing. I could Doubling Season. We're just gonna do some simple stuff here. We're gonna Rocco their world. Plumb the Forbidden! Let them sacrifice to draw. Nice. I'm going to throw you 2 over at the Invasion of Gobakhan, and this at face. Do you want a double block? That is fine with me. Kill the bird. Little damage to face. Sacrifice that for fun. And profit. Oh yeah, you want to draw cards? I could draw cards too. See? Whee. Wait, that doesn't draw cards. That just gains me lots of life. I can gain life. I'm very talented. Yeah, the reason I didn't Etali there is really just, this is not the card I want to be casting for free. I want something that costs more than 2. If I can see what's coming up, I want it to cost more than 2. Ooh, Shelly! That's gonna turn my card draw into pain! Excuse me, ma'am. It's only a temporary exile. They're gonna draw a card in response, in order to gain the life. Bye. You can come back later. We draw. Oh, look. It is in Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Whoever would have expected Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Boop. Ooh, Rahilda. Keep on drawing. Now I have a legend, so that can tap for mana. Where are the lands? Land! Treasure. Land again. Treasure again. Land again, because we have the Dryad. Treasure again. Etali. What do we get? What do we get? Was that an extra turn? Pact and Negation. Oh, that was a counter spell. Boo. No, I'm good. I don't need to lose the game. I mean, I guess I can actually tap for blue right now. I'm being asked, did Wizards of the Coast address the Alara fetch quest thing today? No, why would they? the cards are operating correctly. For anybody who doesn't know, there's a new standard deck that allows you to cascade into a card and then cast the adventure on the card. It's not actually Cascade, though. It's fake Cascade. It's the Invasion of Alara to cast Bramble Familiar, but not actually Bramble Familiar. Oh, cool. A fresh set of cards. Because Shouldered's out, they're going to gain 14, we're going to lose 14. But no, Wizards of the Coast has zero reason to address that. Can still Etali poison them to deck? Sure can. I wanted to play the doubling season, though. Now it's gone. And to anybody who's saying, I guess we'll see how Worlds goes. Yeah, I guess we'll see how Worlds goes. If you've never watched a high-level Magic tournament that has a very small player pool, one of the things that's actually most interesting about it is that it has its own meta. It will not be the meta you expect. Pretty much never. I love paying 2 life. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they would just change the rules, like, to change how they work, just in general. Because there's a lot of, like, very unintuitive and frustrating ways that the cards interact with each other. $232 players? That seems high for Worlds. There should be something on magic.gg. But yes, usually there's a lot of kind of testing within the groups, as well as like teams trying to figure out what other teams are playing. It is not going to be the meta that you would expect, and it never will be. Just in events like that. Kind of cool. Nice. Gonna gain some life, drain some life. Lose 4, right? Flip this over. Lovely. Trample straight through there. They're gonna get a little bit of poison. And I'll just make sure that my life total can't change next turn. Pop down this. Make a treasure. Pop down that. Have some fun. I'll draw a card. That has the counter that I crave. Even eat food. Actually, I can Celestis first. Yep. I have enough for Virtue? Where's the second white coming from? Treasures! Oh, that's fine. I don't need that. I'll see you in a turn, Sheldred. The reason I did that there is so counter spells can't take me out. So we're just gonna vibe. Vibe, chill, hang. Nice boots. Yes, I can eat food whenever. food is forever. But friendship never ends. Cappuccinos, however, do end. And now there is no more coffee in my cup. They're gonna crack their clue. They're drawing a card, which will gain them 2 life. We've got loads of things. Oh, Shivam actually just popped into my chat. Hey, if you guys are looking to hear an interview where I don't actually answer any questions, but instead just ramble about mushrooms for an hour, you should check out the Casual Magic podcast, which I was on the most recent episode of. I don't actually remember any of what I talked about. I'm pretty sure it was mushrooms, because I got a bunch of people, like, DMing me talking about mushrooms. So yeah, it was mushrooms. I was talking about wolves. Yes, this also sounds correct. I would talk about wolves. Some of these, some of those, one of these, one of those. Ooh, throes of chaos. How about attacking? Fiona, thank you for gifting 6 months of subs to Shibam. Oh, it's because I ran with a pack of Mexican gray wolves recently. It was awesome. They sacrificed Sheldred. They're digging for an out. Even if they double dropped with the Etali, what could they find? There's no Settle the Wreckage in these colors. I'm gonna, like, just... one more food, for good measure. They said, good game, and we steal a card first. And then we win the game. Good game, Simone and Dina. Poison. Delicious poison. Omnath, Locus of the Royal. This is the 3-color Omnath, which works quite well with the various instants and sorceries in Teamer colors. We have some really sweet ramp right here, so this is a very, very good hand for me to keep. Likely starting with Elvish Mystic, or if I want to get my commander out on turn 2, shocking and playing the Mystic, and then getting Rocco out the turn after. That's pretty good. Hi, Omnath. Omnath has the combination of ramp, counterspells, and burn that just really work well together, on top of having a landfall ability that draws you cards, beefs up your creature, and then enter the battlefield that can kill little weenie creatures like this one. It's a good little weenie creature. Also big fan of Delighted Halfling. Shout out Delightful Halfling, making my stuff uncounterable. Already down to 22 life. That's all worth it. We got a Bone Crusher Giant, and I got a Cabaret Courtyard. They do not want to play that. Just holding up some mana. Bit of red. Laelia. Swinging with both. Hopefully get a land on top. Hey, it's a land! Unfortunately, this is going to be a bye-bye Bone Crushers. Bye-bye, Bone Crusher! I think it was more important for me to try to get a 3rd land. Omnath! Deals the damage to any target. My face will do. They've got 3, and... Ooh, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential mana. Still going to attack with these 2. Shame that my Etali will be gone forever! I only have 1 red source, and I can only use it for legends. Here comes PNLR. Land. Sarinth Steelseeker. Elvish Mystic. Goodbye, exiled cards. You get new exiled cards. Ooh, Branchloth Pathway. I am like the Queen of Selesnya lands right now. I mean, that's actually just me normally, too. Queen of Selesnya lands. Thankfully, they don't have double red, so I don't have to be afraid of too many board wipes. I'm going to beef up Pianolar since she is essential to causing problems in this deck. That's a Trail of Crumbs. I'll throw it in the trash, even though it's good. Right in the garbage. Right in the trash. They get landfall, more +1/+1 counters. Red mana! Only I could play this. We will begin our turn by finding out what else we have. Okay, Lelia swinging. What do we got? Another land. I think it's more important for me to just get down this Fireweaver now, even though I'm not really taking advantage of all this other stuff. Here, let's weave some fire. Questing Druid will do. I can cast that, actually, like, in my end step if I really wanted to, or I could draw it and only cast the left-hand side, because, again, no red mana. Boo. Yeah, let it go to exile. To seek the beast. Why does your mom let you seek beasts? Use my mana to eat food. That sounds pretty good, actually. I could use a snack. Ooh, red mana! Found it. We also won the game. Victory. Rocco! Knight of Sweet Revenge has shown up, but too high cost of a hand. We're going to mulligan. I don't have all of my colors here, which is tricky, but I do have 2 really good cards, so I'm going to keep this and rely on Rosie and the Fireweaver to get some damage done to Ashiok. Ashiok, if you haven't seen my video showcasing Ashiok, is about exile and paying life, or I should say not paying life. Instead of paying life, you exile cards off the top of your deck. You make tokens that grow each turn if you've exiled cards. There's nothing in graveyards for them to exile. This is still quite a good card. The Assimilator. This was a maybe card for my deck. It's one of those. This is a great aggressive card. This is what I want, though. Black Market Connections. Nice. It's great to get down so early. Still missing my 3rd color, so we'll get down Rosie Cotton, who makes the food, who triggers the Fireweaver, and lets me grow my creature. I'll swing for 4. I'm not going to trade. I have no interest in blocking the Assimilator. Maybe I should. I feel like it's not really in my best interest. I want to keep these alive so I can go crazy. Rosie is so good in this deck. Mana Yode. They had enough mana to play Ashiok this turn. I don't think they wanted to, though. Soldier's Edict. If I have to choose to let go of one of these, which will it be? With no food generation here currently, because I'm cut off from green, I'm going to drop Rosie. Why didn't they pay the 6? Cowardice is my only assumption. They eat Rosie. Would you like to make a copy of Rosie? They made a copy of Rosie. Oh, okay. Everything's looking very rosy for them. I'm going to grab a green mana source. Behold. Use that to turn all of my mana sources into green mana sources and pop down the Delighted Halfling. Then swing in for another, boop, 2! Pay the 6. Not paying the 6 is cowardice. Look at how much life. If you're not at 13, all they do is make a treasure. What is this, Ashiok? What are you doing over here not paying the 6? They exile the top 2 cards. One of them goes into hand, one goes into exile forever. It's debt to the Kami. Oh, it's Rosie! This becomes a 4/2. I like inspiring statuary here. Bing bong! Love to do a good bing bong. I did not manually tap the halfling before. That is my fault. Excuse me. Beep beep. Thank you, out of the way. Bye, Rosie. Rosie would have loved to see those 2 tokens get made. Pay the 6. Pay the 6. Only paying to... Again. Rock bottom. What's the point if you're not going to bleed yourself to death? Especially with all of your good friends out here to help support you, like Ashiok, good friend. By the way, I want to say shout out to this matchup for being a they-them versus they-them matchup, but for 2 different reasons. Rocco is a non-binary character. Ashiok is just a mystery nightmare monster who is unknown. Get yourself a girl who's actually a mystery unknown nightmare monster. This is the best kind of person.
Today's my lucky day.
I have grown.
Ashiok is Ashiok. Ashiok is scary. If they didn't pay 6 life at 22 against like a mostly empty board, they won't do it at 17 life. Yeah, but they should. For me, please. They only paid 1. Ashiok returns. Do they plus? Probably not. Probably minusing. Or plussing and proliferating. No, they're paying 4 life, which is actually exiling the top 4 cards of their library. That's going to trigger these nightmares. So at the start of combat, they will get +1/+1. This is a Trail of Crumbs. It is not an artifact or a creature. Right. Rocco first. Land. You know, just in case. I should have again used the halfling so I could also play the Trail of Crumbs. That is on me. I could use it using this. Using the treasure. Gosh, I love that ping. What do we got? Look, a card's been put in exile. You love that. Oh my god, they got Ballista Citadel. This is my favorite card to use with Ashiok. Pay the 6. Pay the 6. Go crazy. You don't have to pay life. Yes, they finally paid the 6! If they don't win this turn, that'll be a little disappointing, to be honest. Wait, that's an Emrakul. No, I want to see this. This is boring. Show me this. Oh yes, this is not paying life. This is losing life. This is to answer somebody in the chat. This, however, is paying life. And now it's gonna be gone forever because somebody wanted to cast an Emrakul instead of a Citadel. I'm gonna eat food. I cannot pay the 1. I just want to eat food. Tasty snack. Just gonna protect myself against flying spaghetti monsters. It's my turn. Chandra can use her minus to destroy my own creatures. Just going to say that that's a thing that can happen. I imagine they will not play the Showdown of the Skalds. If they do, they'll put the counter onto one of their creatures. And they're going to leave Rocco in the graveyard because they're monsters. Kill off all my creatures. A block, a double block, and a block again. I am left with near nothing. If they want to be really mean, they could also activate the food and not pay to Trail of Crumbs. No, play it. You know you wanna. Bullies. Land. We plus. That is a land. We use Into the North just to ramp. Get another green source. Pass the turn. Try not to die. Die a little. They have 13, 16, 18, plus 6. If they proliferate on the staff or exile a card in any other fashion, we are dead. Aetherflux Reservoir. Ooh, so I'm actually going to point something out about this card. It doesn't work the way you want it to in this deck. It is still good because you can oftentimes cast a lot of spells, but you can't pay 50 life by exiling 50 cards off your deck unless you also have actually 50 life. I found this out like while I was testing my own deck. It kind of stinks because like you want it to work that way, but since you are like reducing your life total because you're in black, all that stuff works. So they've exiled the card, and that should be 1 above lethal. 2 above, even better. My commander might be 3 colors, but theirs is 4. It's Aragorn, the Uniter. Aragorn is all about the color of spell that you cast. For red, you bolt your opponent's face. For green, you grow your creature, make them huge and scary and strong. White, make a token. And blue, you scry. Aragorn Uniter is a fantastic commander that really does reward you for playing lots and lots of colors. But it also can just be like Gruul or Azorius. It's a very strange card because you definitely don't actually need to play all of the colors for it to still be good. Thorism, thank you for the 50-month resub. Let's see what this Aragorn's up to. Nice counterspell. God, that's gone. Ooh, they shocked in. And it's Pippin! Pippin's very good at protecting other creatures. Right now, I don't actually have a great use of this Daredevil, but I can still cast it. So I will. Make my Rocco bigger. Rocco their world. For a nice 3 damage to the face. Ooh, the Great Henge. Okay, so Great Henge currently costs 6, and I only have 5 mana. But if they play the Bard class, which they currently can't, then my Rocco would get a little bigger, and this would cost a little less. Maybe they'll play a green source, and then they'll pop that down, and I can make Rocco dummy thick, and then we can be like... Henge. Nope, this is all Jeskai mana right now. Yeah, I will draw and discard in order to find a land. This land is good, but it's also, like... It's also gonna be tapped. That's not tapped! What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing in my... Why'd you set an upkeep stop for me? What are you trying to do, huh? Counter stuff? Hold up. Auto tapper? Did you not use the other ability on the halfling? Okay, listen, you didn't get punished for it this time, but I swear to God, auto tapper, you can't do that. Auto tapper was like, yeah, the deleted halfling. I don't actually know if it did, but it didn't feel quite right. Since they have 1 mana here, what they could do is they can block and protect. I don't really have a great use of the food. Pippin will make plenty of food once he's out here, so I'm actually going to just gain 5 life. Pippin, like, I can use my food to draw cards. It's great. But trust me, we'll have plenty of food. Because of the protection, the Daredevil will die. Nice! Fabled Passage. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana next turn. That's enough for both of these buddies. It's good, silly. Alright, doubling season. Twice the food. Twice the +1/+1. Gets 2 +1/+1 counters. Yeah, I know, you get to draw a card. What, I get to do so much more than draw cards. So first you want to make +1 and then you want to double. Because I've already drawn a second card this turn, I'm going to draw again with pips. Okay, I have nothing I can play here. We go to combat. We can attack, but it doesn't really make a difference. because they can just give protection. Brother of Runes over here. Pippin, guard of the Citadel. White mana. Plains. See, we can put into exile. Oh, Etali! Sure. Twisting. Also drop the Vantage. Here, you can make me draw another card, and then you'll get to draw another card, because I've already drawn a card this turn. That's very fair. Our opponent failed to find green mana until this turn. They got it from 2 different sources. That's gotta feel bad, but like, you can tell this is a mostly Jeskai deck. The cards we saw exiled, Dovin's Veto, Teferi, Pippin, Fairy Mastermind. This was a mostly Azorius Aragorn deck. And we still beat it. GG. Narset Enlightened Exile. Narset's incredibly strong because she can recast non-creature spells from either player's graveyard. Hey there, Narset. She also gives all your creatures prowess, or fake prowess. Oh my gosh! Thank you, King Sleep, for gifting 5 subs to Sadao, a Yarly, Nor, a Wanderer, Forlorn, and Chicken Man. Thank you so much for supporting my channel by gifting those subs. I don't have that much graveyard exile in this deck, though I did add Agatha's Soul Cauldron into this deck, since it also fits the +1/+1 counter sub-theme. Not that I'm really building around it, I'm mostly building around food. Food. When I cast non-creature spells, they will be making, and this is kind of scary, they will be making tokens. So here's the bad news. I'm now putting a Swords to Plowshare in my graveyard, which means they will be able to recast it. Here's the good news. They're not making the tokens, so I can be a little bit less scared. The card we exiled from them, they're not going to be able to play this turn, Arcane Bombardment. Thankfully, that also recasts things from the graveyard. And we have You Find Some Prisoners, which I could use to destroy the Springleaf Drum or steal some of their cards. Nice booties. Might need to destroy the booties, though. Fun move, good move. Fun move, good move. I'll destroy the boots. I hate having to do fun things instead of fun things. I'll hold Teferi's protection since, yeah, they probably have some very good removal in their deck. Being a Jeskai. This way I'm protecting, though they could just cast it on my turn. A lot of it is instant speed. Make my Rocco grow. And I played the land that we had put in exile. Here comes a Narset. Narset, not quite big enough to be destroyed here. Pass to attackers, no attackers. We're going to eat a food. Yummy! That's the best part about playing a food deck, is the food. I'll use Valakut Exploration here just to get a little bit more in exile. I'll beef up my Halfling this time. Ooh, Kayla's Kindling! Shame I can't cast it. So we're holding our Giant Killer here. And this is actually, I think, adorable. Giant Killer will be able to kill Narset once they cast a spell. Now, if they attack with Narset, they might be going for the Swords to Plowshare. In which case, great. We Teferi's protection. And then we'll just hit her in the future, because they can only cast the non-creature spells once. Arcane Signet. Oh, she's beefing. I can also put a +1/+1 counter on her, but that feels like unnecessary. Prowess! Okay. She grows. And we attempt to kill her. They could have a counter spell. Let's find out. No counter spells? No whammies? She's a 5/6. Yeah, she's thick. They have 2 mana up, by the way, and a potential 3rd after this resolves. They did not find counter magic. Nice! Okay, great. Pass the turn. Win the game. Bam. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As always, if you'd like to watch me record these live, come on over to twitch.tv/Amazonian, where I play Magic almost every single day. A lot of the decks that I'll be building in the next week, now that I'm back from my hellish travel experience, will be both revisited decks and new decks from Wilds of Eldraine. So if there's a deck you'd like to see me update, maybe with like the new cool cards from the bonus sheet in Wilds of Eldraine, or just new commanders, let me know in the comments. What do you want to see me build? If you didn't already hear about my crazy travel, here's the short version of it. I was supposed to be gone for 1 day, and I was instead gone for essentially 3 because I had to stay up overnight in order to try and catch a plane, because they kept delaying it by a few hours at a time, which meant I wasn't able to sleep. And it was delayed for 22 hours before takeoff, and then an additional 2 hours on the tarmac. And on the tarmac when I landed, again, it was frankly awful and terrible. Shame on you, JetBlue. A $12 food voucher was an insult to me and my stomach, who needs more than $12 of airport food to live. But a big shout out to Tolarian Community College, the professor, for feeding me during that horrible excursion with JetBlue. He made sure I was well fed and happy and surrounded by friends and wonderful company. It was really nice of him to spend time with me while I was waiting for this plane. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.